Well, hello and welcome back to Cooking on a Narrowboat by Trev's Travels. I sort of showed you this dish earlier on when I used a belly of pork. Well, I'm back to using what I call a shoulder of pork, boneless shoulder of pork, or if in the US, this would be a boneless butt joint used for pulled pork quite regular. So anyway, on my shallow tray here, I've got a layer of foil, some sage and thyme. I've just cut that out of the off my back deck, and I have my piece of pork, and we're just going to lay that on top of those. We're just going to press it down a little bit to just to flatten it in a little bit, just to make it as flat as possible. I'm going to put some fine sea salt over the top of that. I'm using fine, it just sticks a bit better. I have washed the meat, so it's damp, so the salt's going to take to it. I'm going to use quite a lot of salt because I want to render that fat off as it cooks. Just general seasoning now, some pepper. Remember, I like pepper, and I'll make sure some goes onto the foil as well, so it'll sort of wash around and flavour from the bottom as well. Also add a few garlic granules. I could use fresh garlic, I just find this easier for doing this type of dish. And a few mixed herbs. Herbs Provençal or Italian seasoning, all would work. And that's it for the meat. We're going to wrap that up. Note shiny side in, because you want the heat to get through from the dull side and then retain the heat by shining it back into the food. So that's going to go on the stove and cook away for quite a few hours. That wasn't the main parts of the dish I want to show you today. I just wanted to show you what I had it going with. The main part of the dish is a potato dish I'm just about to make. So in a saucepan here, I've just added some water. I'm going to add to that some sea salt. I'm using the coarser sea salt this time. And some mini potatoes. And I have washed them and I put them back in the bag, so they're all good to go. Only a few because it's only for me, of course. And then we're going to put those on the cook. Light the gas. Put them on. Cover them up. And we're going to leave those till they're cooked, and then we'll come back to it. So the potatoes have just come to the boil. As you can see here, they're boiling away quite nicely. So I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm going to turn them off. A good way of saving gas. Cook your potatoes in the hot water they're in. Almost impossible to overcook them because the water will cool down, of course, as it goes along. And it saves a lot of gas. And it takes about 20 minutes and they'll be done. It's absolutely brilliant. We'll come back to those once they've finished cooking. Meanwhile, by the way, I want to just let you all know, yes, I'm still going to do a couple of videos from requests of you great people out there, things you want to see me to cook. The only problem is I haven't been near a supermarket yet or a store where I can pick up the ingredients. So they are on the list to do. The first one's going to be my meatballs recipe, which I haven't actually made for an awful long time. When I lived in the US, I made it a few times because my ex-wife had Italian connections. Well, her mother was Italian, so meatballs was something I made a couple of times. But I haven't made them since. And the other one is a Thai green curry, and I haven't made that for a long, long time. But it's getting all the ingredients for these things. Just the local stores don't do them, which I've been in recently. So I will get to them, but you'll have to bear with me. Remember, I live on a boat, I don't have a car, so I can't just pop down the shops willy-nilly and get the correct ingredients. But once I've got them, I will make them. I promise you on that one. But anyway, this is going to be my cheesy potato dish I'm doing today. Really quick and easy. And although I'm going to do it to go with my roast pork, well, my stovetop pork, it's something you can do as a great little snack or a small meal. It's absolutely brilliant. Really quick and easy, and it's really delicious. But we'll come back to those once they're finished cooking. Right, my potatoes are cooked now, so I'm going to drain them off. So they're just drained off now in the colander. Right, I've got some extra mature cheddar here, a little bit left there, plenty there. Some butter, some olive oil, and let's complete this dish. So it's all poured out. Frying pan, and what I'm going to do is take my potatoes, they've just cooled off enough now, they're not burning my hands, put them on the board, and just crush them, like so. Meanwhile, in the pan, which I forgot to do, a decent knob of butter and some olive oil. I'm going to warm that up. And start putting my potatoes in the pan. Turn that down now, it's starting to melt. I'll keep them fairly much in the middle as possible. Not broken half, never mind. I might have let these cool a little bit too much, so they're a little bit firmer than they're a little bit warmer, they actually squash a little bit better, easier. That's because I was on the phone. More heat there, so we're just going to start to fry those off. We'll keep them pretty much together. Quite a lot of butter in there, makes them tasty. Take the cheese. Let's do enough cheese there. I haven't measured it. Just how much you want, really. I'll probably use too much butter and oil here. Yeah, I have. I forgot the last time I did this, I actually had twice as many potatoes in there because I was doing it for 2 people. Move that out of the way. That's this brown. They're not browning yet, so a little bit longer. I cooked them in salted water, so I'm just going to add a little pepper. I like the little pepper on my potatoes. I like pepper on just about everything, actually. Except for my desserts, which I don't eat very often. I'm just going to let those cook along the way there a little bit. Now I'm just going to turn the heat back up a little bit there, so we actually get them frying properly. I don't want to burn the butter, so that's why I'm being careful with the heat. But the butter gives them a nice brown and good flavour. If you don't want to use butter, you can use lard. If you don't want to use butter, or you want to make it vegan, just stick to your oil, but I'm certainly no vegan. Someone once told me what vegan stood for. They told me that vegan stands for bad hunter. There you go. They're just starting to brown off nicely there now, so I'm just going to turn them over. I don't want them black, you know, I just want to give them some colour. and crisp them a little bit. Get them turned over. Then we're going to take our cheese, and we're going to just put our cheese all over the top of them. Yeah, plenty of cheese here. Just why I like cheese. They should be brown there on the bottom, I think. Yes, they are. Absolutely perfect. Now, the cheese hasn't fully melted yet. That's okay. That will happen. We'll turn that off. I'm just going to remove some of this fat out of the pan. If I put too much in there, I'm just going to soak some of that up. Quick paper towel jobby. And I need another one. Yeah, I don't need them that greasy. No, as I said, I was going to do this with my roasted pork, which is on the top, but I've decided actually I'm going to have these potatoes for breakfast. Pork's still on. Get rid of those paper towels. So throw them into a bowl for now. Flip it over. Do a bit more, it's easier to flip over than a small amount. The cheese is all melting in there now. The cheese out. And there we have it. My cheesy potatoes. And I've used, as I say, those mini potatoes. It works really, really well if you can get I believe it's Charlotte potatoes. They're a very waxy potato. It works very, very well with new potatoes. Not so good with older potatoes, but absolutely delicious. Well, I'm going to eat these for breakfast. Hope you enjoyed that. They're too hot to eat at the moment. And at the moment, I can't show the camera towards me. I've got a swelling on my lip and I'm all over the place, and I haven't shaved and I look a mess, so I'm not going to put the camera to my face. But I can assure you, and I'm going to probably have a difficulty actually eating this. I've got a difficulty talking at the moment, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be difficult to eat as well. I don't want to make a mess and splatter food everywhere. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Makes a great snack, an evening meal or whatever. Really easy. Tasty. Definitely, I can assure you of that. Something I do occasionally if I've had a main meal at lunchtime, that'll be my evening meal. So I'm going to look forward to this. Of course, a big thank you goes out to everybody for watching, everybody for subscribing, Patreon, PayPal, super thanks, members, you name it. Big thank you goes out to you all. Thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.